kind of take me through what you were just working with the Cam in terms of his jump shot? Like, can you kind of diagnose what you were trying to fix?
Well, the biggest thing that I was working with Cam was his footwork and his rhythm into his shot, and trying to work with his body position as well. Cam's a guy that has a little bit of a natural lean in his shot. I don't think we're going to take that all away, but just trying to have him finish with balance. It's what I think is really important. You see the release, but do your work early in your shot prep and really get your footwork and your balance right, and then get your tempo right. Our guys have a tendency to get a little quick. As a guy that struggled with his shot on numerous occasions, human nature is get as close as you can to that rim, and you're not shooting it and trusting it and finishing with a good high release point. So, just really trying to get confidence. We've been shooting a ton this week all over the floor, and hopefully we can come out and take the lid off it early and have a good shooting game.
Has it been an education for some of the guys, just the detail they have to put into shot mechanics and things like that?
Yeah, it is, and I give our guys a lot of credit. They're really trying to get in here and work at it. Most of them are coming back at night to get in extra shooting sessions, and it's something where if we make shots, especially in the last game, we have a very good chance of having a win right now. But it didn't happen, and you just get back to work. That's the only thing that can fix it, is getting back in that gym and seeing that thing go in the hole and trying to gain some confidence.
How'd you feel like the week went after Saturday?
It was good. It was a good opportunity for us to get back with several consecutive practices, and we pushed them hard. We went at it, especially the last 2 days. We really got out and competed, and just tried to go out there, get back to basics, try to go out there with execution. Get a good quality defensive possessions. We've had some, and then we've also had some where we've had great possession and didn't finish it off with a rebound. So, this is a team that we're facing tomorrow that has good length, and it's a team that had USC on the ropes. I don't see it very often, but USC had a 7-point possession late in that game to push, I think, it from 6 to 13, but they came all the way back and took a lead on USC on the road in the second half. So this is a team that's been in the tournament, I think, 5 of the last 8 years. They've won their league the last 3 years, and there's a lot of those players back that that know what they're doing out there. So hopefully we come out with a great effort early and get the pace established where we want it.
When you kind of reviewed, I guess, from game 1 to game 2, I mean, where did you kind of see improvement, I guess, and things that you can build off of there?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of positives that we could take out of the last game. When we got up 14 on them, on a couple different occasions, I was really pleased with the way we were playing and getting out and playing with great pace. Then the game slowed down and they climbed back in it. We struggled to make shots, and they kept coming at us. But I thought our resiliency was pretty good. The fact that we weren't making shots, to have a chance late in that game, Gervais stepping up and making the big three, to continue the game. So, there was a lot of things that were positives, but certainly plenty to continue to work on. And so we've tried to focus on the last couple of days, and hopefully it carries over to the game tomorrow night.
When those shots are dropping, has that improved execution, especially within those half-court sets?
Oh, not necessarily. I think a lot of times you have good execution that creates an open shot. That's what you're looking for out of your offense is to create those looks. And again, I thought we had some really good ones the other night. We also took a couple that were rushed. But if you continue to go out there and execute, hopefully get your guys to step up with confidence, and it's contagious. The first couple go down. Generally you have a pretty good shooting night.
Kind of a philosophy question, but when a team goes on a run against you guys, are you more susceptible this year to kind of let them figure it out rather than call timeout, or what's kind of your philosophy in terms of letting them figure it out?
You wish you could call timeout in every possession, but you only get in the second half you only get 4 of them. So you just try to, whether it's getting close to immediate timeout and you think you can withstand the run. We didn't call one the other night, and I thought we had a great possession to get a basket right before immediate timeout, and there was a possession in the Riverside game where I had to call it even though it was under the 12-minute mark. The next dead ball would have been immediate timeout. But again, that's the thing that we talked about from day one with this team, is how we're going to respond when we get hit with the adversity. And I know I sound like a broken record with that, but that's an important part of any team is going out there and fighting through the tough times. We were better against Southern Utah than we were against Riverside, but obviously that's still an area where we can improve, and we're going to continue to talk a lot about it.
Is that a real way to kind of teach them adversity of just like, hey, I'm going to let you guys figure this out?
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, you got to stop the bleeding at some point during the game. But again, it's something where it's a feel. If you think your guys are still going out there and playing, but sometimes the heads go down and they stop running, and then you feel like you have to use one.
Have you seen guys improve in being able to rally their teammates on the court in those situations?
I did think we were better in the second game than we were the first night for sure. But again, it's just so many new guys, new faces that are out there for the first time battling that adversity, and we'll continue to try to get better at it because it's going to hit us every time we step on the floor.
Has Kevin kind of carried himself a little bit differently this week after the way he played?
Well, Kevin's been he's been good. I love the way he continued to attack, especially after a tough first night where he was 1 for 10. To continue to go out there and play with that kind of confidence says a lot about Kevin. He's got a very good skill set. That's what we loved about him going into when we were going through the recruiting process. He just, he's one of those guys at his position to bring the big away from the basket. And if he can make shots and make plays, we isolated him up top last possession of the first half, and he went in there and got a basket for us. So Kevin does a lot of things for us. The thing I'm really proud of Kevin is just how he's bought into the nutrition and changing his body. And, he's lost, I know we've talked about this, but he's lost 15 or 20 pounds. He's still got some work to do, but, from where he came in to where he is now, he's put a ton of work into that.
You said he really hasn't ever had to guard the post before. I mean, how's he doing?
Yeah, I think he's doing a good job. He's going to be battling bigger, stronger guys all year, and I don't think he's gotten burned down there too much against bigs. And again, when he has the ability and the skill set to bring the big away from the basket, that should open things up, especially when we start making shots. But yeah, I've been really pleased with Kevin. As a 18-year-old freshman coming in here, he certainly isn't backing down from anything.
Do you like what you're getting from your bench? I mean, do you feel like you don't lose much when you bring in Kevin and Thor?
Yeah. We've got skilled guys on our bench, and Thor I thought was terrific in the first half. I think he had 8 points. He's got a great feel for the game. He knows when to cut out of the corner when he's getting overplayed. He hit a 3 for us against the zone the other night. He's always in the right spot defensively. Mate is a guy that's certainly capable of going off on any night. And then Kevin and Samari's had a good week. He's a guy that's going to have to be ready, and will probably continue to get more minutes as the season goes on. But again, it's all about learning and getting better. And we watch a lot of film, especially with our young guys individually. To get them to improve and go out there and take steps in the right direction. And I think our bench is something that we can rely on. There's going to be times they're going to finish games. I tell them all the time, I don't care who starts, it's who finishes. And the guys that are out there playing and producing, those will be the guys on the court at the end of the game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.